Well, I'll pick up right where we just were. This is number 5 of the relaunched Scoop podcast, now known as the Second Scoop. BPI Sports, long-term supplement brand, big social media presence. My buddy Whitney Reed, the other guy that runs the business, is 2 screens over from me. And in the middle here is our friend Talib Ahmad, who is a valuable business partner to just about every supplement company, not just us at Same Day Supplements. So we're going to start like this. Before we even get into the supplement space, with the 3 of us on the line, we do have one of the industry's biggest events coming up, the Arnold Classic. I thought it might be fun to just talk industry and bodybuilding for a moment before we dive into the supplement world. So, Talib, have you ever been to the Arnold?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. It's been a few years since the last time, but it's definitely enjoyable, and also it's a good way to see what's trending in the market as far as supplement goes. Although
Have you been post-COVID, or was it before COVID?
It was before COVID.
Yeah,
it's been a little time.
Wait, what was your first Arnold?
First Arnold was, 2004 or 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was 2007. And then almost every year since, I did miss 1 or 2 of the COVID years. We were going through a mergers and acquisition process the 1 year, so I was supposed to have meetings that never materialized, but they were so important I couldn't go.
So my first year, it was either 04 or 05, I can't remember. And I was extremely naive to even think that, I could just show up and get a hotel. Me and Curtis and a couple other guys drove from Virginia to Ohio, and we ended up getting lucky in that, that Howard Johnson across the street from Hyatt that's on the corner. Somehow we got lucky and we got a room there, so it worked out great. So we could walk straight across the street to the expo. And the only year that I've missed since then was that actual COVID year. I didn't go that year when it wasn't really much of a show that year, but I've been every year other than that.
You were not dating India yet the year that she won, correct?
Yes, we had just started dating.
So, the real question is, how does it feel to be married to an Arnold champion? You're one of the few people in the country that can speak to that topic.
It's amazing, but I'll tell you a terrible story. The way that it worked out was that year, Matt Coleman. That had to have been 2015, yeah, or no, that was 2016. I can't remember my years. It was either 15 or 16, and that year we were giving out awards for the bikini winners, and I just, for whatever reason, didn't choose to give out an award. I wish I would have, and Matt Coleman ended up giving her the award. I wish I would have been the one to do it, but I didn't.
That is funny. So, have you ever heard of Matt Coleman? Do you remember that name from the industry?
No, unfortunately, no.
All right. Well, this is a great segue for us. One awesome thing about BPI is, we've been in business since 2009, and we've been a pretty big company at a couple points in our evolution, and we're growing again right now. But it's when Whitney and I go to the trade shows, we look around the room, and 1 out of every 3 people we worked with at some point in time. So it's a real fun part. And Matt was actually, before he came to BPI, he was the main salesperson for USP Labs.
Okay, wow, yeah.
And I don't know if you remember how popular Oxy Elite.
Oh, yeah, that was, I remember all that. Jack 3D was actually the first pre-workout I ever took, and that was way back when I was in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
Taking 1,3-dimethylamine as a 5th grader.
Yeah. Because Ty, he's my older brother, they always have samples laying around. So I was like, if he does a half scoop, I could probably just do a quarter scoop of it.
Wow.
That fueled my my caffeine tolerance up, and now I'm addicted to pre-workouts. Definitely.
That is actually hysterical. So look, why don't I'll give you a quick intro, but why don't you just tell everyone a little bit about your business? So Talib Ahmad, the younger brother of Ty Ahmad, who are the brain power guys behind Same Day Supplements,
Yep.
which is to give you guys some compliments, one of the most successful .com supplement sellers by a couple metrics. The most important metrics is staying power. So you guys have always been
Yeah.
a relevant place to buy supplements, but since Amazon started and then what do you call it? COVID killed a bunch of people business wise,
Yeah.
not necessarily health wise. You guys have endured and are still succeeding. So I give you a lot of credit. And then one thing people might need to know about you is on top of working in it, you're pretty legit. You're NASM and ISSA certified. So you're not
Yeah.
just like a guy with a warehouse full of bottles. You obviously understand, feel the passion a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's part of the game is that actually knowing what you're talking about, because I always hear when we have customers come in like, oh, the GNC guys is pushing whatever. I'm like, yeah, they're always trying to get commission and whatnot. But we always, whenever we get a phone call, customer walks in, we always ask like, what do you need? We never like try to push anything because they're always like, oh, but like I could take this, I could take that. What's that? I'm like, I could sell you the store, but I'm not going to go do that for you. I'm going to actually help you what you actually need. So like, okay, your store, we're going to go from there. Like, what are you doing right now? What are you currently taking? And we'll go from there. That's how, like, we build a relationship rather than just trying to push products down your throat.
So you guys have an actual store and the website, correct?
Yeah, we're a warehouse, but if you're local, you can still come on down, but we're mostly online.
What part of the island are you on?
We're Suffolk County, so we're on the South Shore.
Cool. Long Island, that would be for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Philippe, what year did y'all start?
We started in 2007.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, so you started right around the same time BPI launched. But you're younger. When did you start working in the family business there?
Pretty much day one, I always just helped Ty around. So I was always around the supplements. And to me, it was always like a kid in a candy shop. So I kept looking at all the different products and wondering what everything did. And then as I got older, I started taking stuff. And then customers know now, especially when they call in, that I'm like the guinea pig of any type of supplement we get. I always got to try everything else. Like I let them know if it works or not, especially the pre-workouts, pro hormones, muscle builders. Not only that, I got to try all the different flavors out. So like whenever someone speaks with me, they know they're getting the legit answer.
Did your brother mention to you that we sued him once?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. That was a good time.
Mistake. It was a mistake suit, but
Yeah.
I thank you guys for being forgiving people.
Of course, that's in the past.
It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. But look, I mean, the one thing that we're united by is the fact that we're all still here.
Yeah.
So one question I would throw at you, it's like a two-part question, and we'll let you do a little chat here. What was your favorite era or like product era? Was it back in the 1-3 days, or like what did you think really hit? And then what do you think about the market now? Where's the market at? What's success? What do you like? What do you see? What do you not like?
Yeah. So to answer the first part, I actually kind of like the old school era and today's era. Because old school was like, even like the original 1MR, everything was ultra concentrated. So there's just a scoop and just all stims, and you just get a good stim bomb. And then, of course, with the 1-3, you're just on cloud 9 when you're taking it. But the new school pre-workouts and supplements, what I like about it is that it's like a full dressed out formula. So you're getting like the full pump, the full focus, and the full like energy, but it's like a clean source of energy, like the 1MR and all the other different types of pre-workouts. And everything is now where everything's trending is more health conscious. So before, no one really cared about like a prop blend or anything like that, but now everybody wants to know exactly how much you're getting. They want to know if you have artificial colors. That's where I see things are going now. Like people are phasing out of that, especially I think the FDA, I forget what color it was, but something red number.
Red
ever
40.
since the
Red 40.
Red 40, there you go. Ever since that, if a product had like red number 3, everyone's like, "Oh, that's banned." I'm like, technically that one isn't banned, but it's just like for coloring. But I see more and more companies phasing out of that. And then as far as like what's trending, Gummies, gummies are coming back, like which I totally don't understand because you get so much more out of like powder. So example is creatine. You could get one little scoop, $10. You get 60 servings, but now everyone's phasing over to the gummies, which is more just for the younger market, just because it's like easier to eat. It tastes like candy, but you're spending $30 for 30 servings when you could spend $10 and get 60 servings. It's more the per person like your preference, but I'm old school, so I'm like just give me the powder. I'll just deal with the
Yeah, I'm
grit.
with you. I'm not a fan of gummies. I mean, I see the appeal for the younger generation and for people that are maybe new to supplements, but for me, I don't I can't name one gummy I've ever used.
Yeah. Well, I always think about it too. Is like with the gummies, you also get the extra like carbohydrates and sugars to it, and you're taking the supplement to get healthier. So you kind of going
Right.
against yourself on that part.
What do you think? So look, let's pick on someone that's easy to pick on at the moment, like A1.
Yeah.
Why do you think their business, like, because you guys were peers, probably? I mean, I don't have any sales data in front of me, but like A1 supplements, why do you think that they kind of shrunk up? And I'm not even sure if it's still a site or not, but and you guys survived. Like, what do you think Same Day did better or different than all of the other .com guys?
It's how quickly you can adapt. That's what I would say because so many things are always constantly changing as far as like what's in, what's out, and as far as like what we see, it's more of a since there's like new brands and new influencers like every other day that pops up. You have to make sure you stay on top of that to see what's trending. Like as far as like I still remember a couple years ago when TikTok was started booming, there was a video that someone compared L-tyrosine to a natural Adderall, which we know that's nowhere close to being like Adderall and L-tyrosine. But somebody watched that video and then it started booming, and actually you know that nobody has L-tyrosine anymore. So it's like keeping on top of trends, keeping top of new brands are popping off, old brands are bringing an entire line again, and then really just seeing what the market's saying.
Speaking of trends in TikTok, do you guys do any live selling on TikTok Shop?
We have a TikTok shop, but we're not really like completely into it. That's like me being young and die. Like I'm still not a social media guy, so half the time I open up the app, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Right.
But like
Yeah,
it's something to look into still.
well, no, I mean, it's great for you because it is an untapped horizon, as is for BPI. We haven't really mastered TikTok selling yet. I mean, we are there, but we're not all about it. But some of your competitors, like the kid over in Jersey or the guy in Ohio, like their whole business is TikTok. And hey, maybe it'll just be like they own one channel and you own another. I'm sure that their focus on mailing lists and direct to consumer marketing is
Yeah.
very different than yours. And there's, more than one way to get at everybody.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a way. You definitely don't want to just be reliant on just one platform, and that's how you get taken out in the industry. Is when you're just relying on one product, one brand, one source of revenue, and then actually, something changes. TikTok gets banned every other month, so you never want to be reliant on one thing.
Yep. And hey, I got a question for you. Speaking of brands and being reliant on one or a couple brands, outside of BPI, what are your brands that are really hot right now?
Well, BPI, you have that. You have high tech pharmaceuticals and all the other sister brands. Panda Subs is another big one that's up and coming. They've been around for a while now, but more people are getting familiar with it.
I've
Alpha
used their
Line.
stim-free pre-workout and thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of their product. They were one of the first people that started doing those, I call it premium pre-workouts, where you get like the full list of ingredients. You get the 8 grams of citrulline, the proper beta-alanine, and everything else. That I always call it premium instead of like pixie dusting ingredients. You get like
Yeah.
full formula.
See, that's a really interesting challenge because here's where like things are just crazy right now. So if you look at TikTok, which we were talking about before, and people sell a lot on TikTok, I think the average
Mhm.
price of a pre-workout on TikTok is $20, like $18.99, $20. That's what people want to pay. But you're not going to get a great
Yeah, yeah,
product in any world for that price.
no,
So as a brand, you're torn. Like, am I chasing a price point? Am I chasing a formula? Am I chasing a consumer? it's really like it's a really hard set of tea leaves to read as to how to give people what they want right now.
Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
seeing on your site? I mean, a lot of the pre-workouts that are successful right now are in that upper tier. I know one of our OGs up there, and a lot of
yeah.
the the fully dosed pre-workouts are expensive, and then there's some value pre-workouts as well. Are you selling more of the expensive upper tier pre-workouts at the moment?
I would say we're definitely selling more of it, but like as far as like cost effective ones, they also sell well because right now I always say everyone's broke.
Right.
Uh, so they're always trying to find ways to save money. So you have like the full premium pre workouts like 1MR, the Panda Suts brand, where people are willing to spend the extra money to get like the full formula. And then you have the cheaper brands, the more cost effective, like Insane Labs, where it's for me, I like the Insane Labs products, but it's on the cheaper end because it's mostly just stimulants. You're not getting the like 8 grams of citrulline, and I think one scoop total is probably like 5 to 6 grams, but you get a whole like stim bomb in it.
Yeah, they hit
Right.
you with that.
So yeah, so like really depends on the consumer themselves where they want to go. We kind of help them, like what's your price range? What do you want to expect from a pre workout? We'll guide you to it and try to give you the best formula for you.
Do you guys sell a lot of? This is the question now. Totally new topic. Do you guys
Yeah.
sell a lot of protein, and what are you seeing with regard to these soaring protein prices from brands or consumer feedback? Because I don't mind saying we had to just do a cost increase, our first one in like 7 years probably, for
Mhm.
ISO HD, Whey HD, because of the impact the raw materials market is having. You as
Yeah.
an e-tailer, retailer, I mean, there's nothing you can do because it's happening. But like,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so definitely when we first started out, protein was like number one, and then over the years it kind of dipped down. But past couple of years, I see it starting going back up, and I think it's more people are more conscious of it, and starting ever since really just COVID, everyone's more health conscious about their body, so protein started coming back again. And on top of that, why I see it growing is this more of the flavor choices and everyone doing collabs. And then it used to be just chocolate vanilla. That was it. Now you have fruity pebbles, you got cocoa pebbles, you got cinnamon toast cereal. So any type of profile that you like, you can get a flavor in. And then now you're starting to see that there's like the clear ways. So if you don't like the dessert type of flavors, now you get the fruity flavors. And as far as cost goes, generally, like for us, like retailing, it's usually about the same. I don't think anyone really has any issues with it. Really, just because the whey protein blends, like the gold standard ways, and just an ISO HD, even though it's like higher quality, they generally are the same price. So people are always opting just to get the higher quality protein, like the ISO HD, rather than the gold standard, just because you're getting the better quality for the same price point.
And
Speaking of protein and the cost increases, I read an interesting article last month, and it was talking about the shortage of protein worldwide right now, and that's leading to these the driving cost of raw materials going up really quick, and a lot of that has to do with so many people now being on Ozempic, which
Yep.
now people are looking for ways to get in their protein requirements, and they don't have the appetite that they used to have, but they still need the protein. And and with so many people using GLPs, they're buying up all the supply of protein, and it
Yeah.
started selling so much. Are you seeing any spike from that? And how? And also, what is your thoughts on with all the GLP ones being so popular right now on the fat burner market?
Yeah, definitely more people are taking protein for that reason, and then also part of like why the cost is increasing is because they have a lot of like Starbucks and Dunkin'
Yes.
starting their own protein shakes that they're buying it all up, and then which is what you're saying, where like just the material itself is just hard to come by, so everyone's just charging more. As far as GLP-1 and the fat burning is, I like to say like a lot of people don't really know all the risks to it. They just like, oh, that guy lost 50 pounds, so I'm gonna go take it so I could lose 50 pounds. And next thing you know, they have all the stomach issues, they lost the muscles, and then their insurance stops paying for it, so now they're looking for another way to go get it. And then so like a lot of people are just not unaware fully. They just hear what they want to hear, and then they just start taking it, and they're not fully prepared of the side effects that you can get with it. I
Yep,
mean, there's definitely some wonderful stories that actually has helped people, but also you just don't see the other side of it because someone really wants to talk about that.
that's
Is
right.
it impacting your fat burner sales?
Not really. I would say our fat burner cells are pretty much the same, if not maybe like I would say the same. Not really dipped on that. Just more different type of products because once again, like once people come off of it, they still want to stay, with the suppressed appetite, so they still are looking for something to take.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, we joked earlier about our friend Matt who works for USP Labs. Just the way the industry's evolved. One of my favorite stories to kind of recant is, for people who don't know, one sales model that poaching brands have is buy four get one free, buy six get one
Mhm.
free, and it has to do with how you marginalize your products. But at one point in time, this product was so hot that they did a buy 50 get one free on Oxy Elite, and that moved the needle. I mean, like, talk about crazy demand. I mean, I actually just got like the Sport Life sales sheet. Brands are doing a
Yeah,
3-in-1 across the whole line. They did a 50
yeah,
and one.
yeah.
Gave a shit. Isn't that
they
amazing?
they had yeah they had a product that everybody wanted. I still have some of the original Oxy Elite injector Ds, although it's not good anymore. It's just like a trophy.
Expired. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of original old products, you won't even remember this was a thing, but look at this old
No,
bottle of
I
1MR
remember.
tabs
Tabs.
with the
Yeah,
1.3. Yeah, this is the 1.3 tabs,
I
which I
remember
still
that.
have here. Yeah.
I remember the blocks, the solid, I think it was called.
Yeah.
The
Hey, and one story I can
couple
say
of the
now,
old
since no
ones.
one died, but they accidentally in the first round of samples of those tabs put too many tablets in each one. Supposed to
Wow.
be three, and somehow they were filled with six. This was like right when the company started. So like somebody out there pulled down like half a gram of 1,3-dimethylamine.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's no deaths, so it's okay to talk about it now.
Yeah.
But retrospect, yeah, crazy. No wonder they
You got
lost
some
PR
crazy
as well.
reviews out of that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this really works.
Never felt anything like it before.
Yeah.
How about speaking of GLPs? How about the peptide market? What are your thoughts on peptides and how popular they've become, and where do you see that fitting in with traditional sports nutrition products?
So I've never personally like really looked into it. I know everyone talks about it, and I hear like good feedback off of it. I feel like it's going to kind of go into the same way Ozempic is going in, where you have some people that are going to go fully dive into it, and then you got everyone that still want to do like the natural way of just taking what's available, like certain animal effects is like one thing that I always take with the glucosamine and everything else you need in it, as far as for like joint repair and
Right. Hey, look, you don't know what you're buying when you're getting some sketchy chemicals from a
that's what I
lab in
always
China.
yeah. I always try to tell that to people. I'm like, I wouldn't take anything that I can't just Google and find out right now. So everything that we sell, you can just Google it really quick. You can find out all the information on that exact product. We'll have customers come in and like, oh, here's what I'm taking. It looks like a label that's been photocopied 100 times, so you can't read it. And I'm like, you're putting that in your body. You're a risky guy. Yeah.
Hey, so look, since the high tech acquisition of BPI Sports, which has been great for our brand, uh, specialty retail has not been a particularly fertile space for BPI because we have mass market international appeal. So the
Mm,
mom and pop guys like more niche stuff, and that's cool. But you guys have always supported the brand, and I thank you for it.
of
Uh,
course.
One question I would ask in closing, if you and I know, listen, I don't expect you to know our brand inside and out, so don't, we're not here trying to make it look like you're some retailer who just loves BPI above and beyond anything else. But if you look across our brand, what would be your counsel to us on a product innovation? Where do you think the market's going, and how could a brand like BPI be an early jump into a new space, or is there just something we're missing?
Well, I know we touched on it earlier that like we're not really into it, but it's more of just the convenience of everyone else would be the gummies, creatine gummies. Everyone's on it, but like actually making sure that it is like has the proper amount of creatine because I'm sure that you've seen that a lot of the creatine gummies that were available actually didn't actually have any creatine to it. And
Right.
then another product, which I don't believe EP-5 or High Tech has, that's starting to trend up is creatine H&B. That's becoming more popular. More and more. Every day I see more and more people taking it because everyone takes creatine. Not a lot of people know about H&B, which is just like another natural muscle builder. And then not too many products are available on it. I think Universal just dropped it that we picked it up, and that's been selling pretty well.
Chris and I love H&B. We actually talk about it often. And if you were in the fifth grade when USP Labs was hot, you were
Yeah.
maybe not even born when
Prenatal.
when the EAS had their product was it Betagen with creatine and
Yeah.
H&B?
Oh, yeah,
Betagen.
Betagen, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
oh, I love that
Yeah.
product, man. That was the first time I benched 315. I was on Betagen.
Betagen.
So if we make
People are still asking for that.
Yeah.
For
1,500 of them, will you guys buy the lot?
I won't make any. You have to ask Ty on that, but we'll
Okay,
definitely
no
pick
pressure,
up a couple
no
of
pressure.
cases on that.
We'll give you a $14.99 plus one. How about that?
We do have low MLQs with high tech in our
50
corner,
plus one.
so- Actually,
Yeah, but
I think that's actually a great recommendation. I mean, one more quick shout out to High Tech. They do in our Hydro HD and in their Precision, there is a leucine peptide that's pretty much like a HMB, like a leucine derivative. And leucine
Yeah.
itself, 1 or 2 degrees away from HMB, but that is a great spark for protein synthesis. So, anybody on a budget, supplemental leucine is a great thing to add into your protein. I mean, Whitney and I joke a lot, back in the protein spiking days, you got a shitload of creatine and you got a shitload of single aminos in your protein. So,
Yeah.
you kind of don't have to worry about it. But now that everybody's protein's legit, you gotta think a little harder.
Definitely.
So, well, I think that wraps it up for the second scoop this week. Honestly, thank you to you, thank you to your brother for getting back behind the brand in our relaunch. Compliments to you guys for surviving. I mean, I've been a consumer in the space since literally like 1980 something is probably when I bought my first supplement. Whitney's about 8 years younger than me, and just like you and we were into this shit when we were in like grade school.
Yeah.
So it is funny to hear you mention being a fifth grader taking a high school pre-workout.
I would do projects and stuff back then and through middle school about just bodybuilding, weightlifting, supplements. It's just like, oh, what do you know about that? I'm like, oh, my older brother has a company, and I just know everything about all this stuff. So even from then until now, I've been giving out fitness advice, supplement advice, and then just been part of my life ever since.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait, what was the first supplement you ever took?
The first supplement I ever took was Gold Standard Whey Protein.
No, that doesn't even
like
count.
when it was like first came out. That was technically the first one. It's only because my brother was making it, and then he wouldn't give it to me, so my dad forced him to make me it. He's like, "Oh, you better not waste it." And this before protein actually tasted good. I took one sip. I'm like, "Oh, I'm not drinking that." And he's like, "That's exactly what I told you. He was gonna waste it." But that's my first one.
The first thing I ever took was creatine. It was the EAS creatine was the first thing I ever took, and then shortly after it was Celtec.
Yeah, so you came on right. I mean, that was, in my opinion, the best. That was the coming of age era for supplements. EAS, Muscle Tech,
Twin Lab.
Twin Lab with the Rip Fuel.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember I bought like a soy protein from GNC because it was cheaper, and I would mix that up, and it was pretty gross. So. And it came in like a coffee can, like the top peeled off.
Oh yeah, like how the universal cans are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen.
Everything.
I think that's it. We try to be half an hour. We're 29 minutes and 15 seconds, so I'm putting a hard stop in. But anytime you want to talk supplements, bro, you know where to go. You know we're here.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Hey, one last question. How big is your brother? I think I've met him once in person, but I don't know him. I can't remember. Is he stocky or what?
Yeah, we're all stocky in our house. We're all just 5'10", 220, 230, and just stocky. Right. Every single one of us.
All right. Well, I was going to tell you to go give him a punch in the arm for us, but if he's that big, maybe I'll be a little bit more.
Well, I'm the biggest one. I'm strong.
Okay. There you go.
So go get him back for that childhood bullying.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's it. Alejandro, great job producing this.